Okay, let's just jump right in. There's a really fundamental shift happening in the business world, a kind of quiet revolution. And it's not about adding more tools or more apps, it's about completely changing how businesses run themselves. We're moving past the limits of software into a whole new era. And this quote, wow, it just cuts right to the core of a problem that, I think every business owner feels in their bones. We bought all this software to automate things, to make life simpler, to free us up. But somewhere along the line, we ended up spending all our time just managing the tools that were supposed to be managing the work for us. And this picture shows you exactly why. We didn't get that one elegant unified system we were promised. We got a digital junk drawer, a messy patchwork of different apps, each one a little band-aid for a different problem. They all promised productivity, but what they really delivered was just complexity. It's a trap, and we kind of built it for ourselves. Which brings us to our first big idea here, the software trap. We're going to look at how this technology, which promised us so much freedom, actually ended up creating a kind of digital paralysis for so many businesses. I mean, it all started with such a simple, beautiful promise, right? We just wanted automation. The dream was to set up these systems that would just handle all the boring, repetitive stuff, freeing us up to think about the big picture. But the reality, yeah, it was very different. Instead of that simple, automated machine, we got endless dashboards, we got confusing workflows, and constant nagging updates. We didn't get simplicity, we got complexity. And that's the real kicker. The whole conversation just shifted. We got so busy wrestling with our own systems that we stopped asking the most important question of all, how do we grow? And instead, we were just asking, how do we keep up with all this stuff? And that isn't progress, that is pure paralysis. But what if there's a way out of this trap? Let's move on and see how this whole thing evolves, because a new kind of tool is starting to show up, and it marks this incredible shift from just recording what's happening to actually understanding it. Now, what's so cool about this is how clearly it lays out the difference. Think of traditional software like a good soldier. It follows the rules you program, and it records what you do, period. But AI? Well, AI is totally different. It doesn't just follow rules. It actually learns patterns. It learns your intent. It doesn't need you to manage it all the time. It can actually start to manage itself. And that new ability leads to this really profound question. A question that, honestly, it changes everything. What if a business system could actually run itself? I don't mean just automating a few tasks. I mean, what if it could learn how your company really works and then start improving it all on its own? This brings us to this new concept of the AI operator. And it's not about some scary, disruptive, loud revolution. It's about a quiet, almost seamless handover from systems that humans have to manage to a business infrastructure that's actually autonomous. And the proven ground for this idea is pretty fascinating. We're talking about fitness studios. I mean, it's a huge $150 billion market, and it's filled with these incredibly passionate owners, but they are absolutely drowning in clunky, outdated software that was built for booking a class, not for actually growing a community and a business. So what is an AI operator exactly? Well, think of it like this. It's a system that starts out by just advising you on what to do. But over time, it transitions to autonomously running those operations for you. It goes from suggesting to doing. Things like scheduling, billing, member retention. It's all handled automatically. And here's how this quiet handover actually works. It's a process called incremental modernization. And the best part? First, it just plugs into the systems you're already using. No painful migration. Then it just watches. It learns how you work. And then, quietly, it starts taking over little tasks one by one until one day you look up and realize that old clunky software has just kind of faded away. Okay, so the tech is powerful, we get it. It can save time, it can slash complexity, but the real story here, the most important part of this whole shift, is about what we get back. It's something way more valuable than just efficiency. So you have to ask this question, beyond the hours you save and the tasks you automate, what does this new intelligence actually give back to the business and to the people who pour their hearts into it? For decades, growing a business always meant making this painful trade-off. To get bigger, you had to build these rigid systems. As you can see here, we literally traded that personal touch for something that was predictable and manageable. But now, AI gives us this brand new possibility. What if? What if we can have both? What if we can use technology to actually restore human connection, not just replace Because this is what was lost. Think about when a business is really small. You know all your customers by name, you know their stories. Then, as you grow, the systems take over, and that connection just fades. The business gets bigger, sure, but that original magic, it doesn't scale with it. So the real promise of this tech isn't just about autonomous operations. It's about something so much bigger. It's about scaling human connection. And that right there is where we find the true, sustainable engine for growth. Now, this is absolutely critical for local businesses, like those gyms and studios we talked about. Unlike some online store with a global reach, their customer pool is physically limited. It's a fixed area, and that changes everything. And get this number. It just says it all. 90% of a gym's members live or work within just 5 to 10 kilometers of that gym. You can't just burn through customers and find new ones online. Your market is finite. Every single person, every single relationship matters. So how does AI help with that? Well, look at this. It's not about sending another automated "we miss you" email. It's about giving these preemptive nudges to your staff. Just a simple prompt, like, "Hey, Sarah has been struggling this week. When she walks in, just check in with her." It's a prompt for a genuine, timely human connection. And this is all powered by a really clever model they call the trifecta. You've got a management system in the back, handling all the boring stuff and finding these little insights. Then you have a staff app that delivers those timely nudges. And finally, a member app that opens up communication. All three work together, turning what could just be a transaction into a real human relationship. So what does this future actually look like? It's not about more tech stress or another complicated platform to learn. The future that this kind of technology promises is one where running a business feels, well, effortless. And maybe most importantly, it feels human again. And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. This isn't about some disruptive, forceful change. When technology finally starts to understand how businesses actually work, and more importantly, helps us be more human, it's not going to feel like a revolution. It's just going to feel like a long, long overdue sigh of relief.